Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, bon après-midi, jioni njema. Okay, I'm very happy to be here to present my topic in line of this fantastic symposium on Artemisia. So this is a great privilege and a great honor to be here to present this subject, insight into ethnomedicine use of Artemisia, genus from Africa. This is an extensive overview. I'm Félicien Mushagalusa. At least 80% of world population is estimated to continue to use traditional medicine in primary health care, including more than 40,000 to 7,000 medicinal plants. Particularly, this is especially more than 20% of higher plant species. Many people in low and middle income countries still really on the traditional to meet this their care needs, which plants playing a significant role both in human and in animal medicines, especially in chronic and and communicable disease. It is essential to emphasize that conventional remedies have been used for many years to prevent and treat values in diseases, particularly in development countries, which affect the prevention and the treatment rate of several diseases. Please, yeah. Okay, in several African countries, plants with disease healing potential have been studied from ethnobotanical, ethnomedicine, and ethnopharmacologic perspective. In this to prevent disease, and this is the way it was used in to promote disease, to promote health care between population. This investigation helped to gather historic knowledge and practices from conventional health care system and identify medicine plant usage as complementary for managing disease, various disease and various elements, both in human and in animal. The significance of Asteraceae as a family is in traditional medicine and food has been documented since in quality across various world region. So those studies are very important because they are preventing information, they are preventing the development. So many kids for development, which we are significant on development in development and developed countries. This is in those societies to bring so many response to those issues. Okay, they are going to address those issues, health issues. So the absence of a comprehensive review on the ethnomedical uses of Artemisia genus, which has a therapeutic history dating back over 2 millennia in African traditional medicine, prompted us to compare data relative to different species to understand the role of management human disease. As an objective one, it was to identify Artemisia species used in African traditional medicine And secondly, it is to document knowledge about Artemisia species and their application within African alternative medicine. So as a method, we use for literature research process, we use data from from a completed article in English, French, Spanish. It requires through internet search using a Google Scholar, PubMed, Medline, Science Direct, Scopus, the Wild Online Library, Web of Science, and other useful research engines with Artemisia as the primary care word without any restriction, limit, or language restrictions. This review cites 209 references obtained from those scientific databases. For taxonomical verification, checking, we use a branch of World Online database where we use to verify the scientific names and provide distribution information for Artemisia species. Another point, it was to check a statistical value of plant species, and they also use only that RII, a relative importance index of each Artemisia species, was calculated based on a normalized number of pharmacological properties attributed to it and a normalized number of body system it affects. So as a result, first Artemisia result on Artemisia species, the diversity, they use repartition by African countries. So according to this first figure, we identify 24 Artemisia species which are using in alternative medicine in 28 African countries. Among them, the most cited was Artemisia annual, which represent 19%, followed by Artemisia absentum, 15%, Artemisia arboreus, 13%, and the Artemisia alba, which represent almost 7%. And you will see in the most African country which they are using Artemisia, it is Morocco, which we found 12 Artemisia species, following by Tunisia, 5 Artemisia species, Ethiopia, and so on. So this Mediterranean region represents 62.7 Artemisia which are found in Africa as used in alternative traditional medicine. So according to part use, mode for preparation, formulation, and administration route, we found the most part use is constructed with leaves, which are representing 26.7%, followed by the AL part and the others. But you know this is the importance of leaf, because the leaf it is easy, it is available, it is easy to use for formulation, and you know leaves are a seat of photosynthesis, which means in leaves we have the most phytocomponent. So according to mode for formulation, it was deduction, which is the most used as a mode of formulation, and with plant herbals. And the following, according to oral, it is a oral route, which it is easy and it is possible to present so many advantages. So according to human element treatment, according to this data, we found Artemisia are quite 200 diseases in Africa. And the most disease which is represented is malaria. Malaria is the most disease treated by different species of Artemisia, especially 7 Artemisia species in 25 African countries. So we are, after Artemisia we have diabetes. Here in the diabetes with 20 Artemisia species. 12 Artemisia species, and in 23 African countries. And we have seen there are so many studies, preclinical studies in vitro and in vitro and in vivo. Many pharmacological study and investigation on Artemisia as anti-diabetic herbal medicine. So we have a favor in with 10 Artemisia species in 17 African countries and so on. That is a rating of 6 case infection disease in Africa treated by Artemisia species. And the top one, this is a respiratory disease which are treated with 8 Artemisia species, followed by diarrhea disease with 7 Artemisia species, malaria, COVID-19, TB, and HIV with only 1 Artemisia species. This is statistical value of Artemisia species, and we found that the most Artemisia species which is versatile, this is Artemisia, this is Artemisia absentum, followed, this is 20% as a versatile species, Artemisia absentum, followed by Artemisia afra, Artemisia herba, and we have those which are less represented according to static values. We have Artemisia we have Artemisia capilla and Artemisia down, and Artemisia ludariacana. Those are the less represented according to static values. So, down. Next slide. So, as a conclusion, this study offers valuable insight into the extensive use of ethnomedicine, particularly involving the Artemisia genus in African countries, highlighting its crucial role in managing various human disorders and symptoms within local communities. The documentation of 24 Artemisia species and their diverse uses significantly enhance traditional knowledge, culture, heritage, and the comprehensive understanding the diversity of Artemisia genus in African region, heavily contributing to the development of ethnomedicine literature. Alors, so the development of a new therapy is close tied to the historical use of Artemisia species, which plays a crucial role in the pharmaceutical industry in addressing both communicable and non-communicable disease. We say thanks to International Center of Insect Physiology and Ecology, ICIP, which provide by participating to this symposium. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Do you have any question?
This was just a review. This was a review study, a comprehensive review study, just to collect information, but to know if it is they are effective. This need preclinical studies followed by clinical trials.
We might come you in 2 years. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much for a very comprehensive research study. I was very curious about the different countries, and congratulations to Morocco for having 12 different varieties. Well, how come Tanzania only has one? Is it an issue of access? Is it an issue of what is the challenge?
If you remember, when I think in Tanzania, I identified only 2 Artemisia species, Ano and Afra. If I think right, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I'm collecting information in different publications. So, which Artemisia were used to treat different diseases in Africa. So in Tanzania, maybe I found just 2 Artemisia species which are used in the traditional medicine.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor, for your interesting presentation. Thank you for your insights that you, of course, okay. Thank you, Prof, for your insightful presentation. So my observation was on your findings on the uses, among others, that was on treatment of respiratory infections. In your publication, did you go in details on what kind of respiratory tract infection did you observe in those treatments?
So what I said before, this is a review. This is a review study. This is not, it is not in vivo or in vitro investigation or clinical trials. Just so you know, to understand, to document which kind of Artemisia species are used in traditional Africa, but not go more in detail. If you want to go in detail, we have to carry out studies on according to Artemisia to this or that disease. Donc it is not possible to go in detail according to the effective of those Artemisia species.
Hello there. Congratulations for sending this amazing survey. It's probably a source of many of us. I have a question. Is it possible, or did you do that probably and didn't present that? Is it possible to delineate species that are truly endemic species and those that were brought by humans and probably also cultivated?
I don't understand very well. Can I repeat, please?
Within all those species used in Africa, clustering among disease or countries of uses, is it possible to extract data regarding the exact endemicity of the species or species that were introduced from elsewhere and probably cultivated? Because cultivated species would have an information that is those are probably very effective because it will keep them around.
I think it is possible.
Yes.
Then keep us in touch.
Okay.
No more question? Yeah.
Also, I'm very happy at the beginning of your presentation, doing a review of many species of Artemisia in different countries. But at the end, you present 28 countries. It means that in all your review, you didn't see Cameroon?
But Cameroon is there. Cameroon is there. Cameroon is there.
With how many species?
Yeah, but what I observe, it is West African countries. There are not Artemisia in the West, except in Senegal and Ivory Coast. But all the Western Africans, there is not Artemisia. But in Cameroon, there are, I think there are 3 species. Yeah, it was there. Cameroon was there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was there.
Moi, je vais parler en français. Merci beaucoup pour ta présentation. Moi, j'ai travaillé aussi, j'avais fait une revue de la littérature sur la médecine traditionnelle. Et en fait, bon, c'est pas une question, mais c'est juste pour dire que, par exemple, il n'y a rien sur le Cameroun. En fait, c'est une revue de la littérature. Et en Afrique, il y a très peu d'articles qui sont publiés et qui sont disponibles en fait, sur la médecine traditionnelle.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup pour l'observation. Oui?
Translate.
Bon, c'est pas une question.
No, it was an observation, not a question. It was just an observation.
C'est juste, je disais, bon, merci beaucoup pour la présentation. Moi, j'avais fait une revue de la littérature aussi sur la médecine traditionnelle. C'était pas forcément sur l'artémisia en particulier. Et en fait, le problème auquel on est confronté, c'est qu'il y a très peu.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, she just said that she had made a review also of literature for ethnomedicine, and there's so a few papers published on that for Africa. It's very difficult to know exactly what there's in such and such countries, and with this Artemisia or other species, so few material. Papers.
Et du coup, là, on voit que c'est Maroc et Tunisie, et en fait, c'est parce que c'est des pays qui ont plus de moyens pour publier.
You see, it's a lot with Morocco and Tunisia because they publish. They are used to publish. It's a BS, scientific.
Et du coup, c'est pour encourager tous les chercheurs africains qui sont là à publier leurs recherches.
She wants to encourage all the researchers that are from Africa to publish.
Et que le résultat soit positif ou négatif, mais en fait c'est important de le publier.
Even it's a negative result. Yep. Negative result, it's a result.